Happy Friday and welcome to La Casa Guillén. It's Bean Guillén. Yes, we are dressed up.
You thought I wasn't gonna make it.
I didn't think Oni was going to make it. One person is not going to make it today here on the Bean Guillén show. He has not woken up. He's supposed to be joining remotely with us, Mr. Ozzy Guillén. So hopefully sometime
During the show,
he jumps in from his bed in Las Vegas. So welcome back, Bean Guillén. Back in our follow-up episode to the amazing show that we had at Goose Island. That was a success with Ozzy and Ozzy's comments of him finding out that he wasn't going to get the job in the toilet.
Yeah, you know what? And I just got back from Vegas, but I think after I leave here and after I get my beer done, because it's kind of long right now, I think I'm going to go get an Ozzy burger. Even though I think I ate everything I could in Vegas. I know that we were there at the resort at the Mandalay Bay. They really took care of us.
So this is Ozzy Guillén in love. That's what I want to call this picture. They're at the Mandalay Bay, which there's sand on the pool.
Yeah, well, I guess it's been a while since I've been to Vegas. Yeah. I guess now they make it seem like you're at the beach. And my mom loves the beach. She didn't want to be on the concrete. So obviously this is after a few cocktails. Lord.
That's Oni and Mrs. Oni Guillén.
Yes. And Carla's Venezuelan. She's very.
You don't have to say she's wearing a bathing suit.
Yeah, she's wearing a bathing suit.
Yeah, if I was wearing it, that'd be an issue.
Yeah, you know what? We had a great time. I always like to get away after summer because I know that. Well, we had no idea that lockdown was coming in Chicago.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of even more fortunate that I went. But it's always good to get back. Vegas was great, unbelievable golf. The hometown and birthplace of this man, and they talked about. We had a couple natives talking to us. That hotel, that hospital that you were born in is still there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so a lot of good memories. We had a really great time. It's always good to hang out with my parents. My mom, she likes to be around like very convenient things. So walk down, eat food at the hotel. But the food was excellent. That's why I put the Four Horsemen. That's a little reference to wrestling. So it was great. I came back officially last night. This was last night's dinner at the Wolfgang Puck's Lupo, which is amazing Italian food. My mom's favorite food is Italian. We had great. I'm tanner than usual. You guys can't see me, but I don't know how great of a night that my dad had yesterday.
Well, he must be having a good time because he's out, and I know they do the Vegas of hanging out, casino, golf.
I told a lot of,
but you guys obviously did not go to the sports book. I'm more of the sports book guy.
Yeah, and I told a lot of Ozzy stories in Vegas.
Oh wow!
Because
I've had some good times in Vegas.
Yeah, my mom and Carla were blown away. I went to the club that I celebrated my 21st birthday. I walked by it. I took pictures. It seems like forever ago at Caesar's Palace. It's just I advise everyone to join Vegas.
Every time I go there,
Caesar Palace. Look, right here we're watching a video of my mom eating the many desserts. My dad wakes up at like 6 a.m, so the jet lag really threw him off. But it was a really great trip, especially that if you can go on a trip with your parents. I noticed that we drink a lot, but it was great. The food was my favorite part of the trip, to be honest with you. Yeah. The food and the golf was my favorite trip.
Well, at least you guys are safe. You guys were able to make it back. Were you guys watching any type of baseball while you were there?
Yes. Well,
obviously the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, and a lot of Dodgers fans because it's in the West Coast, and a lot of people were betting. Here's another video of us laying out. But yeah, we watched. We wouldn't sit down and watch it, but there's a million TVs.
Yeah.
So we'd have it in the background, and we saw everything that was going on. So I did not make a bet. I did watch a game in the sports book, but it was a Madrid game. I don't even want to get into that right now.
Madrid just lost to like the number 3 team in Ukraine. Well, let go of the Ukraine. Bad time for Madrid. They got El Clasico coming. We can save that for the next show because it's very painful. They need to wake up legitly. But you might be wondering why we're wearing.
Yeah, people are asking why we are wearing the
Carreras de los Muertos. So I'm going to say it in Spanish, Carreras de los Muertos. In English is Carreras of the Muertos. So the Run of the Dead is an event that last year I was a part of with Ozzy Guillén, Sr. I did not run. And when we were there, Ozzy Sr. said, we should totally run this next year. I said, cool, we're going to run, but we're going to have a Team Ozzy. Unfortunately, COVID 2020 happened. we're having this race virtually. It's a race that's been going on since 2007.
Which is great because some of us are out of shape.
Well, yeah, so you can run.
And
It's
I
a
get a little
5K.
tired.
It's a 5K, but it's not a race. You can walk it, run it.
Oh.
So people that run it. People that are, they can run it.
This is a pretty
But
cool
this
sweater.
is for Team Ozzy. Okay, so if you go on the website, which is on there right now, and I have to actually pull up because I can't see because I'm blind.
It says a correr, la carrera se ha dicho.
A correr, la carrera se ha dicho. So the website for La Carrera de los Muertos registration is unoraceofthedead.org. Unoraceofthedead.org. We're going to post the link on there, and use code Corre con Ozzy. Corre means run with Ozzy. And you'll be running with our team in the Ozzy Guillén Foundation. We're going to be following this on social media and running with Ozzy. So it's the Day of the Dead is honoring. It's a day after.
Yeah, and it's a very,
October.
very famous
So it's
Mexican tradition.
It's a Mexican tradition that we've kind of taken over because obviously we celebrate our dead, and it's a beautiful tradition of honoring those who have passed on that given day. And it's a day celebrated with music, food, culture. If you guys didn't understand, being Latino, you come to the United States, you're no longer just Venezuelan. You embrace other Hispanic cultures. We're from Chicago. Chicago has a lot of Mexican culture. It's the same as Puerto Rican. So in our family, we've embraced those because of our friends. But we will be running that race. My daughter actually is obsessed with skulls.
Skeletons.
And when you register, I know we're going to do a partnership with Grandstand, trying to figure out we're going to give something giveaway or like a coupon. But it's going to be Run with Ozzy. You will get surprised if you get to run with Ozzy's team. We'll get your information. We're trying to have a nice little shindig, something. But if you're going to run, it's a 5K. You can run it, walk it. Good causes. So check it out. The gear is awesome. So you get this shirt.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I should have brought down the mask. You actually get a mask with a skull on it.
Which is pretty cool, I'm sure.
Which is really cool. You get a medal, which I promise I won't give myself the medal until I run.
Or walk.
My goal is I want to run it.
You can do half.
See how many times I stop.
Yeah.
By the way, I used to run a mile. Okay.
In like 7
haters,
minutes.
I actually ran a mile at one point under 6 minutes.
Yeah.
At one point, my average was like 6:06. I only did under 6 a couple times, but I was there in the 6s.
Thank you, Eric Munoz. He says happy Friday. He's a big fan of Ozzy growing up in the baseball cards.
Baseball cards are back, man.
Yeah, they're coming back. They're coming back.
So if you're collecting them, so again, Carrera de los Muertos, check it out.
So do we? Thank you. I'd love to be back. They're asking if we get a medal once you run it.
Yes, you do.
Okay,
you do.
yeah.
So if you run it and you register to Team Ozzy, okay? If you register to Team Ozzy, okay, let us know that you register to Team Ozzy. I will double check. I will get your info. We're gonna figure something out. If you get on Team Ozzy, we'll get you a video. Share it on social media. Share Corre con Ozzy. We'll share it. We'll send you something. This is huge because if you're like, hey, going out drinking with the Guilléns, I don't drink anymore, but I'd probably be there smoking a cigar. My family loves having a good time. That wouldn't be a big deal because we do that all the time.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
Running with Ozzy is a huge deal because Ozzy doesn't run.
Yeah, we're not big runners.
Ozzy doesn't work out.
Yeah, and you know what? He spoke about it all trip, this is very interesting that this is coming up. He's going to work out, and apparently he's going to, because he can't golf, he's going to use your bike every day now.
So the Peloton bike. So I got a Peloton bike, and this is so sad because I said once I get the bike, I will work out every day. Tell me how many times I got on the Peloton bike. And
it's also hard because
they follow you on an app. Like they tell you if you work out.
And they ask you like, "Hey Ozzy, how you been doing?" You're like, I have young kids and a lot of work, so I haven't gotten on it.
I'm about to put the tracker on one of the kids while they run around.
Yeah,
but I have to do it. I have to run. Baseball season's almost done for men's 30 and over league. You know, now I'm Nelson Cruz right now. Now that
they're implementing curfews, though, I mean, you could try to figure out a way to get on that bike for 30 minutes at night. But you're exhausted.
20 minutes. Again, I could figure it out. I just choose not to. I choose not to do a lot of things. But let's get into some baseball. Enough talking about our personal lives and a good time. Let's get into this. And I'm trying to pull up my information. Here we go. So it's obviously the best topic right now is we're in the World Series. So as we are speaking and going, were you surprised at the teams that advanced?
Well, I mean, once the Dodgers win this World Series, I'm going to go back and replay how many times I said they're going to win the World Series.
So you don't think the Rays bounce back?
No.
I think this is where I agree with you. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying they're bad managers. I don't believe in bad managers. Like I don't believe in bad politicians. I believe in bad policies. I think he did a very bad job of managing his bullpen. If Dave Roberts had done a couple better moves,
he could have snuck that game.
I think he could have snuck in game 2. That because I feel that the Dodgers were that much better, and Tampa knows that.
I think that we've noticed that. I think what Tampa's done is remarkable.
It's cute.
Being there.
It's cute.
But at the end of the day, talent and players will win. They have Mookie, Clayton, guys making $20 million.
Can I say something real quick though?
Yeah.
Mookie Betts is not the best player in baseball. Stop writing that on Twitter.
No, he's not.
He's not the best.
Top 5.
He might be the coolest guy. You might like him. I love Mookie. Small guy, not even 6 foot. Great player, but don't look at the numbers in Mike Trout.
I also feel like it is better for baseball if the Dodgers do win because they've invested so much.
So I'll give you this much though, and baseball fans do not get this, and I always argue this, especially with White Sox fans. My love-hate relationship with them. If the Rays win, okay, all industry follows the leader. Meaning, if AT&T does something, everyone with AT&T follows that. If a car manufacturer does something, everybody starts going with that. That's why we have similarities. Baseball's the same way. If the Rays win, okay, with having a low-budget team,
it's dangerous.
It's dangerous. Why? Because only then a few teams will go and invest in big-name players. And a lot of teams are trying to go in the more affordable route. I'm not going to say cheap, but
there's already teams doing that.
Well, there's teams doing that because they think that they're going to do it, and it's not working for them.
And this pandemic, and this pandemic hit, and it's
a good excuse to say,
like, oh, we can't spend the big money. I don't think for baseball and for players that it's in their best interest for Tampa to win because, like you said, you follow the trend, and that trend would be, hey, we can win a World Series and we don't have to spend $25 million.
So here's something I say about this and about the owners. And again, hope Jerry doesn't write back to me and says, come on, Ozzy, don't say that.
Rebecca Garcia, we will pin the link for the event.
Yes, we will.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to share right now with Oni, and Oni can, I actually shared it. Just put it in the link right now. I shared it with you the whole. So with the owners, real quick, if you are an owner, okay?
Yeah.
Because I own a men's baseball league team. Hopefully Sarah's not watching right now. This year was hard on COVID because of people's salaries and they couldn't pay to get into the league. I thought I was responsible as a team owner that whatever was not covered from what my team brought in, okay, because men have to pay, that I would make whatever it was $5, it was the whole league fee, that I would cover that as the owner, hoping that next year I won't have to do that and I'll make my money back somehow.
Or you win a title.
Or I win a title, which makes it all worth it. I feel like Major League Baseball is the same way. Again, I'm not comparing it. I feel like if you're an owner, okay, and your team did not make money this year, or you made less money than you usually do, that's probably true, then you might have to dig into your own pockets. You might have to shuffle some money around and make some decisions. Again, if you want to compete. How many owners are going to do that? Right. And do you, as a fan though, do you feel that your owner should dig into his own pockets and invest in the team if there's no money in the bank account for the team?
That's very tricky situation because I know that fans are always like he owes it to the team.
But they just save money for a rainy day.
He's an owner. I don't know if they have like 50 million.
So like when they open up the account, the Marlins, they don't have savings for the team. I'm asking. I'm being honest. Like, don't they have like a reserve,
like just in case stuff hits the fan?
If you're in the middle of a pennant race and you need to go sign a guy, make a trade, and you know you're gonna have to pay this guy, you better have a couple $100,000, maybe millions laying around.
You know what? I think that this year has been so crazy that it's going to change a lot of the landscape of baseball going now from the future, and you're going to be hard pressed to find teams that know exactly what to do. There's going to be like 3 or 4 teams that actually figure it out, and the rest are just going to be like learning in limbo. Like, what do we do? Do we spend? Do we get it? Do we get fans? Because I think that we are going to get fans, but it won't be full fans.
Tampa's never gotten fans.
Yeah, so Tampa's like, we know how to operate during these conditions.
These conditions, Tampa's like, there were like 11,000 people. And then that's Tampa's largest crowd.
Exactly. And then the Dodgers, they got open checkbook.
Well, I think the Dodgers at this point, they're so close, and they've been so far removed from winning one, and they've been good for so long that they're like, Dodger fans cannot get mad if they win one and they try for one more year and they don't get it to blow it up. They can't get mad.
I mean, they've been
their window has been like a Sears Tower.
Yeah,
window.
That's why
humongous window.
That's why I feel like
Andrew Jones was part of the first window they opened.
Yeah, they've remember when they got Manny.
Yeah, Manny.
They've spent a lot of money.
They've done a lot
trying to get the. They haven't won a World Series since 1988. Yeah. So it's been a while. You saw the Lakers win. I know people in LA are like they want.
That one they barely won.
Yeah, they want the Dodgers to win a World Series. And I think this is going to be it. I really think it's like a David versus Goliath if you look at it roster for roster.
Well, David was small because he had no choice. Tampa is small because
that's how they do things.
They operate.
And it worked out for them in a 60-game season. They had the best record.
And if Tampa doesn't win right now, by the way,
they'll be fine.
No, they will be fine, but it will get harder for them to win later.
Right. Charlie Morton's going to leave. So
60-game season is harder to pull off what you're doing. And this is why their setup for their team is very winter ball-like, moving the guys around. So we got the Dodgers. This is how serious I am about how much the Dodgers are going to win. If the Tampa Bay Rays win, I win $200. I place a bet on them for like $5 in June. So did Osney. He's going to make way more money than I am.
Wow.
But if they win the World Series, I don't think they're going to win it.
Now I want to root for Tampa if you guys are going to.
No. At the end of the day, again, I don't care, but I think at the end of the day, the Dodgers are just a better team. I just did that because of odds. Yeah. I also took Cleveland. I took a bunch of other teams, but again,
it's just a different level of honestly, at that level, everyone's good, but you could tell which are the prime and elite, the elite of the elite.
So I'm excited for Game 3. We got a message here. True Chicago sports fans will run the Ozzy World Big. Oh, cool. This was the Chicago sports fan. I was actually with them on their podcast. What's up, guys? So the next topic of today's Being Guillén show, a little controversial, but something that we like to handle. Gold gloves, okay? Before we get into this topic and what we're going to talk about, have you seen the gold glove list?
Yeah.
Eddie Mendig's on it.
And so is Brian McCann, who was a backup.
Who's better catcher than the starter.
But was a backup.
Correct. But Grandal shouldn't be on it.
Correct.
So that's the part where it's funny because that was a weird situation. Tells you how much all Ricky was thinking. So again, the list, if you get nominated, is nice. I don't even think they used to nominate 3 before.
Never.
They just
pick the winner.
Sabermetrics is out there, okay? This position is very hard, okay, for the following reason. Okay, I don't believe, number one, we're talking about the catching position because we're going to talk about Yadi, okay? And the fact that he's at 9. Yvonne's at 13. But Johnny Bench is at 10. For everyone that's watching, the reason that Johnny Bench was an amazing catcher defensively, when we're talking about his bat, was because Johnny Bench was the first guy to go from this. This guy used to catch.
He revolutionized the catching position.
He was one day and said, "What if I put my hand behind my back?"
He was like inventing the batting glove.
I think won the batting glove. Like inventing, he literally hit his hand. He literally said,
"Why do I need this here?"
Imagine playing with Johnny Bench. Everybody's on the field, okay? And everybody's like this. And all of a sudden, you see
Johnny goes,
imagine the manager, everybody saying, "What is this guy doing?
Is he crazy?
Like, he literally said, magic. Like, here you go. Hide the hand. And he was able to stay healthy. And now I can do this. Okay?
And this is quicker than this.
Correct. Okay?
Johnny
Bench was just common sense.
He's ahead of his time.
Okay? With baseball, there was a time they didn't wear masks for catchers, so
or helmets,
or a helmet for that matter. So this
we've come a long way. We see those old football videos.
Yes.
Guys are not wearing anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this nuts?
Yeah,
this is
like the cup. Like, come on, wear one. Even though Oni never has. So
I don't wear a cup for everyone out there.
I have to wear a cup because I'm a bad defensive player. So Johnny Bench has 10. Okay. Back in the day, they used to give gold gloves based on popularity. That's the truth. There's guys that deserved it, like Ozzie Smith. You look at the numbers; they were right about each one. Then there's other guys that you're like, why did they give this guy a gold glove? So it's a fringe award, okay? Now, though, they're including analytics, okay? But when you look at the catcher analytics, okay, they have framing, which is, I'm going to say it's BS. You want to find a good framer? Have a good pitching staff. That's all I got to say. Everyone thought Javi Lopez was a great catcher. Well, look at his pitching staff, okay? They look at blocking. Okay.
Throwing.
Technically not throwing because Yadi had the best throwing percentage. in the National League, and he's not on the list.
Well, guys don't even run anymore.
Guys don't even run anymore. So is that against his fault?
Nope, that they don't run because he's not.
This team got into the playoffs with below average pitching staff, okay, which I think should be taken into consideration. Okay, so many things that he was arguing that should go into a Gold Glove, and he has come out and said that they don't give me a Gold Glove because I will catch Johnny Bench's number 10. So do you think I don't the place? He didn't even get nominated.
Okay, that I don't agree with.
He should get nominated.
He gets nominated just by having his eyes open.
You think Yadi being
just by Yadi? First of all, he's playing. He played every day.
So that's what he said too. He played every single game that they were able to
play. He says respect to all the finalists in the 2020 National League receptor. Now I see an injustice to those who decide who or not. I don't know if it's MLB or whoever. It's clearly they don't win. They don't want this Boricua. Jibarito means like this guy from the from the town or from the country to draw with the great Johnny Bench. I don't agree with Yadi Molina not being nominated. I also don't think that MLB has a vendetta against him to not catch Johnny Bench.
Okay,
that's my personal opinion. Are there 2 or 3 catchers better than Yadi Molina defensively? I highly doubt it.
Right now, I'm going to go on a limb and say whoever the catcher is for the Pirates is not better than Yadi. I love Wilson Contreras. I watch the Cubs a lot. He's not a better defensive catcher than Yadi right now at 38 years old.
So
I don't care what metrics you're looking at.
Correct. So for him not being a finalist, I like the fact that he expresses himself and he takes great pride in his defense. And I've also read that same message in Spanish of what he says. He's very upset, and he has a right to be, because I feel like, you'd be hard pressed to find.
I think for him, his argument is this, okay? I think he feels that he needs 10 for the Hall of Fame. I think him not getting this 10th Gold Glove and the way they went about it, I think reporters are going to be on his side.
Well, if he retires and he only has 9, that's not fair. That's not great. I
think they've given away so many Gold Gloves to so many undeserving guys. You can give Yadi another one.
Yolmer Sanchez.
Danny Mendick is on the thing. I'm just saying, though, like the guy.
Wait, you're kidding me? Danny Mendick's
he's on the list. Danny Mendick is on the list.
Wasn't the guy that is dancing for Dubs?
Dancing for Dubs is on the list. He's not even a starter. So is Moncada. He played half the year.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Look at the list again. I have friends that are on it. I'm super excited. James McCann. I hope that he wins it. It's something really cool. By the way, Ozzie Guillén is the best defensive player in White Sox history. Only has 1.
He should have 7.
He should have 7, based on the metrics. But I think Yadi Molina's point, though, which is going to make it even more interesting, and I think he's going to get even more controversial, is when they don't let Yadi manage. Meaning, when they don't just open the door for him to manage. Because he wants to manage.
Absolutely. And he's going to say, well, why, if these other catchers are managing, why can't I?
Because Yadi Molina falls into the box of the Ozzie Guilléns.
Doesn't speak English that well?
Well, this English is okay, but saying Yadi is never a guy that bends the knee.
No.
Just like Ozzie does not bend the knee. Like, he is like, I'm going to take what is – I've earned this. And he has earned it.
I have a right to be outspoken.
So, because, again, people were going back, though, because now you can look at that. Johnny Bench's last Gold Glove, Johnny Bench's last 3 Gold Gloves were highly doubtful that he was a Gold Glover.
Of course, but at that point –
back then was even harder because there was even better catchers back then.
And they go off – at then you're just going off name. I feel like 10 – I don't know if you guys are out there, because the guys are telling that Hall of Fame. If you Google the 10 is a very elite list. And Yadi's towards the end of his career, but he's playing every day.
I think the playing every day. I also say that somebody wrote to him, and that's when the argument started, and there was curse words going back and forth when he said, "You made the most errors. You're the worst catcher. You just old." Let me explain something, okay? AJ Brzezinski, my boy,
probably made 1 error
because he wouldn't throw.
Exactly, or be aggressive.
In the catching position, if you don't throw or you're not aggressive, you don't make errors. Yadi Molina is in every play. He'll backpick you.
Yeah.
He takes more chances. Therefore, his error number is going to be much higher.
He's one of the few people that changes a game from behind the plate.
Correct.
Like Pudge used to.
So I think that he deserves 10. If I would have been the Rawlings company, from a marketing standpoint, this guy needs it. So again,
I agree. I agree with Yadi.
I know a lot of people don't like Yadi in his style, the way that he plays on the field. I don't care about that. Me as a baseball fan, I think that maybe it's not a personal vendetta because of Johnny Bench, but I want to look at Johnny Bench's number. I would want to limb to say the last 2 that Johnny Bench got, he shouldn't have gotten. So Yadi deserves to get 10 Gold Gloves, finish it out.
Make him.
Oh, make him whole.
He's right. It's like it's like he's like baseball. You owe me this one.
You owe him.
Yeah, I've given you so much.
And he's played. And what I like about him is,
and he's been a good ambassador for the game. Stayed in the same team.
Stayed on the team.
And a small market team.
No steroids.
And a small market team.
Small market team.
I mean, great organization, but the Cardinals are a small market.
So we're on Team Yadi here. Hopefully he gets his. The fact is we can't even argue that he's going to get his because these idiots didn't put him in the finalists.
Yeah, it's like he didn't even race, basically.
So that's why I'm mad is the fact that they didn't even put him on the list. Anytime he's on the list, he needs to be on it. That's why I used to get mad at managers when they would make Ivan Rodriguez come to catch in the 8th inning as a defensive catcher. You don't do that as a manager.
Yeah, out of respect.
So the last topic before we wrap this up is about the man who runs baseball, Ron Manfred. Many claim that he hates baseball. Others think that he is a genius. But Rob wants to keep the rules for the future. Okay?
Face of three batters.
Face of three batters.
Guy on second.
And then, obviously, everybody gets into the playoffs.
And the universal DH.
So, Rob Manfred is not 100% wrong because I am a huge fan of the universal DH.
So am I.
You don't get Osuna. You don't get Osuna without the universal DH. You don't get
Randy Arozarena,
cowboy boots. You don't get him with the universal DH.
I don't want to see pitchers hit.
There's no excitement, and people are like, but this is easy. You want to see Big Z hit back in the day?
Put him in the lineup.
It's easy when you make the lineup. Okay, this is where people
you can do that. You do that immensely.
I do it immensely.
Put him in the lineup.
My pitcher can hit. I never like to.
Yeah,
I put him in the lineup and I let him hit. Most managers, and by the way, the game of analytics. No one's going to pick a pitcher to hit before a position player.
Because they're not better.
Because if you were a good hitter, you would have played hitting. You wouldn't have pitched.
Shohei Ohtani.
You're not Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
You're not. There's only it's him. And even him, I'm like, but then I can't make the argument because Babe Ruth was he was also the team trainer. Most people don't know.
He did it all.
But
like they're saying, the DH makes the game more fun.
It brings more.
Those four things.
And people say no more strategy. Of course, there's strategy. In the National League,
I got to pitch to this guy.
I got to pitch to everybody. 7, 8, and 9, you're pitching around because you're I want the pitcher.
Exactly. I'm going to walk 2 guys to get to that guy, especially if it's early.
I don't mind the pitching the 3-pitcher.
Okay, so we on Being Guillén, we agree with the universal DH. Chalk it up. We agree to that one. Do we agree with the runner on second for extra inning?
Yes.
Because it makes the game quicker.
Not only makes the game quicker, I think that it gives guys rest. I think it's a form of playing, just deal with it.
I like the fact that you don't have to use so many guys in the bullpen. Man, we're pitching 19
innings. By the way, when you're in the 16 innings in Kansas City, and thing, you're dude, let's just get this game.
And I hate seeing position players pitch.
It's dumb.
I agree with that.
Runner on second, just do it.
The one I don't agree with is the playoffs.
The playoffs to me mean so much more. If you do go that rule, you have to give an incentive to people to win the division. You get a bye. Complete.
Or else, what's the point of winning?
What's the point of winning it? You got to have a bye, and you cannot not let. If you're going to go wide open playoffs, everyone that's been in the playoffs beforehand, then did it in 162.
It gets more merit.
Gets more merit for everybody moving forward. But I do think it's
so. We agree on 3 out of the 4,
and then the 3 pitcher out of the bullpen.
Oh, I can't. I like matchups a lot.
I don't disagree with it, but that now is going to have to be a complete change on how you build a pitcher.
Oh, and your staff.
Correct.
Say, hey, I'm not going to get this. These guys are one.
Correct.
Do you remember those days of Jeff Nelson?
My uncle Scott Radinsky.
We have a lefty specialist. Will Myers.
So
Randy Myers.
I'll leave that one on the Players Association because that's a money situation, just like with the starter thing. Do not call it the opener. Stop calling it that. An opener is a guy who starts the game who gets taken out early.
Yeah.
If you name him the opener, it's like, hey, everybody, I'm going to take him out in the second. Just call him the starting pitcher. If you are rogue and off your hinges and you want to take him out after the first hitter, good for you. Do not call it the opener.
Yeah, the terminology has gotten really lost.
Analytics is called information.
Yeah. But baseball's always had information.
I know what I mean.
Joey Cora used to travel with a binder.
There's no more sport. There's no sport that is driven more on
stats than baseball. Exactly.
NFL now I think more basketball, but baseball's always been about numbers, averages.
Yes.
So again, it's like when people used to be in the 1910s and they used to do projects and they used to do it on paper and pen.
Now there's iPads.
And now, no, we got Excel.
Excel, yeah.
And then you guys saw software, and you're like, oh my God, this is so good. That's what happened in baseball. So stop calling it.
They've always
math is math. You don't do 2 + 2 = 6.
They've always had spray charts.
They've always had spray chart. Back in the day, though, it was
this big.
No, the spray chart was some veteran guy that has seen 7,000 games of baseball in his life, maybe more. Jimmy hits it here, and they mark it.
Move over here.
Move over here. Jimmy hits it here,
Exactly.
and then you had that. Now I got spray charts in men's league on the Game Changer app.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy hits it here. I got all Billy's information. It's just more information. It's better information. Now you're gonna get into. I'm gonna go deep here. Artificial intelligence, which they spit at you.
I've seen that movie.
What's going to happen later on? So stop using big analytical terms, like using words that.
Yeah, guys, stay simple. Didn't you guys see the presidential debate yesterday?
Keep it simple.
I did. Who made the cages, Joe? That was great. Who made the cages?
This is why the
Joe?
United States is the greatest country in the world. We have a show.
It was great.
We have a show, and those guys can be run for president.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting. So Dodgers win off season. Being Guillén's going to be here. Do not forget about Carreras de los Muertos.
Yeah, guys, sign up. Run with us.
How many times over under Ozzy has to stop in a run if I go full jog?
You?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm over 8.
Over 8 stops.
Over 8 stops.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't think I would put myself at over 8 as well.
We're gonna have a little wager here. Over 8. Ozzy, I don't think he finishes the race running.
Probably not. He'll probably walk
the whole way.
Yeah, he'll probably walk the whole way. But it should be a good time. Hopefully the weather cooperates. It's gonna be virtual, but still.
Again, you can run it on your treadmill.
Yeah.
Okay. You can run it out with your family. You can run it anywhere. Technically, you don't need a really big space to run. You can, run in circles.
Yeah, you don't need that much space to work out. But guys, we are locked down, 10 p.m. curfew.
What is the lockdown? I don't even know what's going on.
Oh, that means that unless you have a license to sell food, you can't sell liquor past 9 o'clock.
Oh, that doesn't affect me.
You can't sell liquor past 9 o'clock. So people are stocking up right now with the liquor.
I don't have
that liquor in my house.
Said, I just got up. So his next test mention, I'm gonna be like,
Too late.
So the code to register.
No, that's for I put the code there for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Use that code to register.
You guys saw that I'm blind?
Okay. Yeah. Use that code to register, and hopefully you guys can run with us. And it's for a good cause. And guys, we only have 2.5 months left of 2020. Let's try to make the best of it.
So everyone go vote. Like me, this winter's the winter I get in shape.
Right. It's your get this medal. And if you vote, you also get this medal. I voted for the first time in 34 years. If I can vote,
you're gonna vote as a 1-year-old.
Yeah. Well, I had like 10.
You have to be 18.
Yeah. So I voted for the first time in the first time I voted. Okay, I voted.
So
and if I can vote, you can vote. Yeah. I did it by mail. A lot of judges and stuff that I don't even want to tell you how I picked my judges because you guys are gonna laugh. I went by names that I liked and people that I'm like, this name sounds kind of cool.
By the way. Any argument they had about how hard voting by mail is, I was like, this guy just did.
It's not hard. If I voted by mail, anybody can vote by mail. It was very, very self-explanatory.
Vote.
They give you a little sticker. Yeah, Ozzy's going to burn some candles for the Dodgers.
Tampa Dodgers.
And by the way, I've heard that stadium in Texas is really nice.
It's beautiful. It looks horrible from the outside, but beautiful from the inside.
Yeah.
So that's what really counts. I'm actually sad that the World Series is at Tropicana Field. Underrated stadium.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us.
Yeah,
and if you guys, you need to follow us on Being Guillén. The stuff that was on there on our show is all on the Being Guillén page. It's not public. We're not going to give you that content for free, but literally it's all the stuff of us behind the scenes. Really funny stuff. So,
and when you mean for free means request.
Yeah, it's private.
It's private request.
Yeah, request. I accept everyone. We're all on it. We all DM and talk to fans. Tell us anything you would like to see. We also check out the podcast and everything. So we're going to be here every week. So hopefully you guys can keep tuning in. We got
40,000 views on the
Goose
Island show. So thank you so much. And we're going to keep bringing you great content, obviously, through the whole offseason, which is going to be an exciting one. So have a good weekend.
Saturday, Real Madrid, Barcelona, fingers crossed, 9 a.m. And then the Khabib fight.
By the way, don't bet Madrid. They might lose. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend here on La Vida Baseball. It's Being Guillén, and this guy does his little heart. See you guys next week.